You're making sales, you're fulfilling orders, and your revenue is growing. So where is all the money? There's a reason 82% of apparel brands disappear within just 3 years of starting. You've probably looked at your bank account at the end of each month and wondered how you can possibly be selling this much clothing and still feel broke. Today, we're going to talk about the real reason that clothing brands run out of cash so fast, and exactly what you need to do to make sure that you're not just making a profit, but actually paying yourself and your team a healthy salary. The biggest mistake that you will make when you start running out of cash is assume that you just need more capital. You start searching for loans and grants or trying to find an investor. Or maybe you've considered launching a community funding round just to fund your next production run. Here at the Business of Apparel, we call that the debt spiral. In the apparel industry, you cannot just rely on loans to get you into positive cash flow. When you are constantly borrowing money to fulfill orders, you aren't growing a business. You are just funding a very expensive hobby. Revenue is a vanity metric. If it costs you $40 to make, ship, and market your new hoodie, but you only sell it for $45, selling 1,000 units doesn't make you successful. It just exhausts you for a mere $5,000 in gross profit that will immediately get eaten by overhead. Before we talk about how to fix this and build a profit flywheel, I want to make sure that you have the right tools. If you are even a little bit worried about cash flow and you want to make sure that you don't go into a debt spiral, I have a free growth audit checklist for you right now. It is designed to help you look at the exact 10 things that I would look at inside your company if you hired me as your COO. You can download it for free at the link in the description. Now, if we aren't going to rely on loans and outside funding, how do we actually create positive cash flow? The answer is properly calculating and protecting your profit margins. Your profit dollars should be what continues to fund your business forever. Inside my membership, the Apparel Founders Board, I hear members say all the time, I would rather be a $500,000 company paying myself $100,000 than a multi-million-dollar company and not paying myself at all. Financial autonomy of a business is so much more important than a massive revenue goal. Let me give you an example. One of our board members was making $340,000 a year, but she wasn't paying herself at all. During her onboarding into the board, we got on a one-on-one power hour, and I started going through her line planning sheets with her. The first thing I noticed was that she wasn't calculating margins in her spreadsheets anywhere. She was looking at profit dollars and she was looking at gross revenue dollars, but margin percentages were nowhere on the line sheet whatsoever. So we went to work immediately doing some calculations. I gave her a few formulas to insert inside of her sheet, and all of a sudden the percentages started popping up. Then we sorted that spreadsheet to look at her best sellers and her worst sellers. Her top 3 selling products were bringing in an average profit margin of only 22%. That, to me, is in the red zone. We immediately got to work putting together a plan for how she could eliminate the losses that she was taking on a 22% margin for her 3 top sellers. And within 90 days, she had been brave enough to cut 2 of those unprofitable SKUs. We helped her renegotiate her main factory contract and her costs, and her new best-selling product suddenly hit a 61% margin. That might seem unreasonable, going from 22% to 61%, but a little negotiation, planning, and tactical work together can absolutely get you there. The best part of this whole story is that 61% profit margin on every single sale she was making allowed her to take home her very first salary last quarter. And that is how you create the profit flywheel. You make a sale, that strict profit margin guarantees that you are keeping money in the bank. And then that profit is reinvested to buy the next inventory round without ever needing a single loan ever again. To ensure that you are not one of the 82% of brands who fail in just 3 short years, you have to shift your focus. It takes strategic planning. You have to understand that the goal isn't just growth. The goal is margin growth alongside strong profit margin goals, managing costs, controlling expenses, and planning far enough ahead because the timelines in the fashion industry are always longer than we expect. When you plan for actual profit growth in your apparel brand, you actually need to be building on a 12 to 36 month timeline. What is your 1 to 3 year plan? You need to know exactly how much inventory to buy today so that you don't overextend your cash for 3 years from now. You must be heavily protective of your cash flow and refuse to let the pressure of scaling put you into the debt spiral. To make this work, you need to understand exactly how to calculate your profit margins. In my video, Stop Losing Money in Your Clothing Brand, Fix This One Number, I go through the nitty-gritty details of margin planning and how you can start doing it for your brand. Go watch that next.